Dragon Sector Wars, play Astro Blaster.
If you destroy my baby,
Intruder alert. The intruder must not escape.
Dragon's Lair, the fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight.
you will be a torpedo.
Prepare to qualify.
Oh, warrior needs food badly.
Lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.
Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at a game called Lazer Command, and this was created by a company called Meadows in 1976, and this is basically a black and white game with a color overlay over the screen, and this is a tank warfare game. It's not the first tank warfare game. That distinction probably belongs to Tank in 1974 by Key Games and Atari, but this one's cooler than that, I think. In this game, you are in a race against time with a second player, and this game is meant for two-player simultaneous play. You're in a race against time to eliminate as many as your opponent's tanks as you can before the time runs out, and whoever has the most tanks left over is the winner. And note that the screen is split, at least in the middle of the screen. The left half is yellow and the right half is green. The first player controls a white tank, and it's the tank in the center left. And then the second player controls a black tank, and they're the tank in the center right. And you simply want to drive around in the maze and try to destroy as many of the opponent's tanks as you can before the time runs out. And you can also eliminate the tank that the second player controls in a two-player simultaneous play game. If you shoot that tank that they're controlling, then there will be a white dot left on the screen, and that, I guess, is the pilot. And you can't kill the pilot. And when you have the pilot left, you want to steer them over to another one of your reserve tanks, and then you will be able to pilot that tank. It's a really cool idea for 1976. If you do play specifically two-player simultaneous play after inserting 2 credits, then the maze will look different, and we'll look at that a little bit later. But I do not recall coming across this one in the arcades. I would have only been 5, so my memory of it wouldn't have been that great, I'm sure. I do remember kind of playing some of the other games, like driving games at the time. But we'll get started. I'm only going to play just with 1-player controls. I didn't put in 2 credits for this, so we're going to just see me play against nobody. But I did shoot the computer-controlled tank, so they're just the white blip. And the second player could control that blip and move it to one of their own tanks. They can't take over one of my tanks. You know, you can't take over a tank of the other player. You have to take over your own tanks. You can shoot your own tanks and destroy them. And if you do that, then you cede points to the other player. And there, the winner is the one on the left side, and that is me, because I completely eliminated all of his, even though there was a lot of time left. We're gonna play again. But yeah, now here I'm destroying all of my tanks, and there I destroyed one of his. We will see me control both tanks at once a little bit later. But you have 179 seconds to start with. You can't extend your time. Once it's out, then the game will end. Or if all of the opponent's tanks or your tanks are destroyed, including the one that you're steering. And so you can't take over the opponent's tank. You have to take over one of your own. There is a joystick for each player with a trigger button on top of the joystick, I believe. And there I took over one of my own tanks. And when you steer the tank, the controls are a hell of a lot better than in tank. In tank, you had to use two joysticks at once to control your tank, which sucked. The controls are much easier. And you can shoot all the way across the screen, which is very nice. And you can hold down the fire button for rapid fire. I mean, when the shot is very long, it won't. You won't be able to shoot repeatedly very fast. But yeah, I like the controls better in this than in tank. Someday I would like to do a video of tank, but it doesn't work in MAME currently. I was going to add it to my 20 from the 1970s series, but we're gonna have to put a pin on that one for the time being. But if you both have the same amount of tanks when the time runs out, then it says draw. Otherwise, whoever's the winner, it will say winner on their side. Alright, grabbed another tank. Yeah, if you eliminate all of the opponent's tanks or your own tanks are all eliminated, then the time doesn't have to run out. The game will end automatically. I affixed the fire button to both players, but I had two different controllers to control the different tanks. And yeah, we will look at another gameplay of me controlling both tanks. And again, if you put in for two-player simultaneous play, I mean 2 credits, there it says draw. You can see at the bottom left and bottom right how many tanks were claimed, and so it's even, so it's a draw. But yeah, if you put in 2 credits and play 2-player simultaneous play, then the maze will look different, and we will see that in a little bit. Yeah, see how much more labyrinthine the maze is. So if you get shot, it's kind of hard to wind your way around to a tank, unless you're shot outside of that central maze part that's really complex. But again, don't forget you can shoot your own tanks, and that will add points to your opponent. Or, you know, they'll get credit for the tanks you destroyed. And again, when you're shot, when the tank you're controlling is shot, then you can move your blip around and look for one of your tanks to claim, and that blip cannot be shot. And you have a total of 179 seconds. It's kind of a weird number, not a very round number. It's possible it's meant to be 180 seconds, but it starts out saying 179. But yeah, I'd never seen this one before. The only Meadows game I remember seeing in arcades was Gypsy Juggler. But I kind of like this game for 1976. Kind of cool. A neat take on the tank warfare type of game. Now, you can't seem to shoot each other at the same time, or at least I haven't had any luck doing that. One tank will shoot the other first. You can't shoot each other at the same time. Or I can't get that to work. So I've eliminated all the tanks but the two left, and I tried to shoot each other at the same time, and it just doesn't seem to work. One will shoot the other. I just kind of wanted a shameful draw in that all the tanks would be eliminated. But I'm sure that it still says draw if that managed to happen. Kind of an annoying buzzing sound when you're moving the white blip around. Yeah, this just kind of adds a neat little dimension to the tank warfare game. There was a tank 1, 2, and 3, and then I think they had a tank 4 and a tank 8, and eventually there was color in the tank games, the Key Games, Atari games. I don't believe there was a sequel or a series of this game. This was the only one. Winner, the black tanks. And then, yeah, here's me having eliminated all tanks, my own and the opponents. And now we're going to go to the opposite end of the maze where our lasers can reach each other. We're both firing at the same exact time, but we don't hit each other at the same time. That's kind of stupid. Oh well, that was Laser Command, and it's spelled Lazer, which is incorrect. It's supposed to be Laser. But that was Laser Command by Meadows in 1976. Well, this is Crazy Climber 80 saying thanks for watching Laser Command by Meadows in 1976. Hope you continue to have a good weekend. I will catch you later with my next video. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.